Hey, what's up? It's Achilles, and we're here on Indecisive Gaming talking about Dragon. So, if you don't know what Dragon does, you can give up to two of your currently attached Don to one of your characters, which has a lot of synergy with the Straw Hat crew and with the new starter deck. So he gets cards from the new starter deck. There are some OP10 cards that we add on here, but let's talk about the initial combo, which is we get one of these straw hats. This one, active main, give up to one of your character two rested Don, and then we have a active main, take a life. Give one of your characters 2,000. Oh no, give this character 2,000 and then give it to Don. So essentially, it's a 7K swing with the Sanji, and you give them two Don. Those two Don, Dragon can move to one of your Revolutionary Army characters, which will make them 7,000, activating their effects. Same thing with this one, it makes it 5,000. You have 5,000 swing, or you can or you can move those two Don from him onto your Ivankov at 4 Don. So you're making a 6 Don play. You get your Karasu out, or you get your banish card out, or just whatever you need in the situation. Ivankov gets that out, and then you're playing with 4 Don. You have 3 threats on the board that they have to deal with. On top of that, we have this Ivankov, which is a great target to play with one of our new targets, or one of our new key cards that really makes this deck flourish. So if you don't have Ivankov on the 4 Don turn, you can play the Zoro out for 4 Don, use one of their effects, move those 2 Don, and he now has rush. So your leaders can swing for 5. You can either swing for 7 and 5 and then move, well, play him, swing for 7 or 5, and then play him again and swing 7 again. So there's a lot of pressure. It's kind of like the Dofi deck where you're swinging 7s, where towards the end game they just don't have a lot of counter in hand, and Karasu doesn't make it easier that their leader is a 4K leader. So even defending it makes it even harder. We have a few of these. This card is a great card. The only thing is the trigger doesn't work for Dragon. This card is great to have, but these are the main cards that you want to see. You do have your searcher to look for Dragon. Your 6 Don turn, if they're able to wipe your board, you can still play Ivankov out. Or you swing with leader for 7, play your Ivankov out, and then cheat out another card. And then you have a good board that when Dragon comes out at 8, he's able to add on to the shenanigans. But enough talking theory, and let's get into the gameplay. Okay, so we got our first game against the Lucci, which surprisingly after the ban list, it's still not a bad deck. It's just not as consistent. Going second is what you want to go with this deck. You want those 2 drops that you see there that I'm bottoming, which is not horrible, because we still have a very aggressive play to play. Definitely was looking for just more cards here, but with this we're just gonna go aggressive to face. If he wants to swing again with the span dime, I'm okay with it, because he'll just be swinging 5 most likely, or he won't be playing anything. He won't be establishing any bodies. So we just go with a very aggressive play, and yeah, we'll let him take that. Now, since we haven't set anything up, we can still go and the Rebecca. I was wondering what he was going to play with that, and he ended up not playing anything. There's our true drops late, which is fine. because we're gonna go very aggressive, try to get him to block immediately, and bam. And now we're ahead in life. Well, no, we're tied in life. But we have a body established. If he gets rid of our Zoro with any kind of KO effects, there's not really any trash effects I'm scared of. We have answers, which we'll go ahead and counter here. I was thinking about doing the KO, but he just has so much Don up. So if he swings into it, he can still potentially KO it. And again, he goes with the aggressive play and doesn't KO him, which was very surprising. But again, we're gonna see him. We're gonna see his aggression, and we're gonna go even more aggressive here. Going 2 7s and a 9. That's telling me he doesn't have a lot of counter for him to go down to 1 with 2 bodies on the field. And he does a minus here, another minus. We're putting us at 6, so he can definitely pop a 2. Now he has a lot of Don left, and he put him at a 7. I shouldn't have done that. I should have countered that for sure. Cause bam, just like that, with 8 Don up, he's able to take out both of those bodies, which definitely sucks, but it changes the plan for sure. He has nothing to attack into but board, so we're gonna see that he didn't have that much counter last turn. We'll see what he has now. And yeah, he had to give up 2 and 2 1s. This way we know for sure he can't counter this. Leaves him with no bodies. We have a decent amount of counter in hand, plus 3 cards to get it out of life. If he even gets rid of our body and not play a blocker, then we're stuck, but we also get rush. So we're in a really good position here. And just doing the math, we can go up. It's kind of crazy that I didn't get any counter here, but now that he's mathed out, he's done his math, I had just enough to counter those 2 attacks and no rush. But again, he had no counter. So just wanted to, I probably should have just throw all the Don on there. There's just so much Don efficiency in moving the Don and then getting 2 free 1,000 from the Kid Killer. So we're going against the Katakuri. Katakuri is a difficult matchup into red just because they pop a lot and they can swing 7. Alright, this time we're going first, and we're going to go with the same aggression play, less Don. Now I can set up the Sanji, and that'll set up my turns going forward, but I will have to take a life. So I decided to play a little bit more passive here. And they do get a body, so it is a little bit better against yellow to kind of swing first and see where they're going. Because if that was a KO, that would have popped the Sanji, and it would have been a waste of time. At least I got 2 swings. Now I'm trying to decide if I want this banish, and I don't. I'd rather take the cards in hand. Now I don't have the Sanji established, so we'll go at the board. He only has 4 cards in hand, and he gives us a 2K, which isn't bad. We get our 5 Don Ivankov and into another Ivankov, so our 7 Don turn is is really good, but they end up popping the Ivankov and taking that option away, which is fine because we have multiple Ivankovs and that is our play for this turn. It's just we won't get to be aggressive as we want it to be. Sorry. And then if they didn't have popped that Ivankov, that Zoro could have came down and the Kuzan, and it would have been a major problem for them. But it is what it is. We'll get our Karasu out, and yeah, we'll swing here. And I think I could have mathed this out differently, because I could have just put one Don on Ivankov and swung into him with a 7 into 5. Would have been the same. I don't think he would have defended it. And then I could have probably went 5 into 4 into lead. We're gonna go ahead and give him a life. We kind of want, we're low on hand size, and we do want more cards. We have the Ivankov already established, so I decided to go ahead. Yeah, we set up the Karasu, and we'll swing 7 there minus the leader. He gives us a lot of cards there, which I didn't understand why, because now, and this may have been a little bit greedy, but I felt like if I got rid of that one big character, then I was a little safe. He may have split Don and game me. It just depends on how much trigger I got out of life, and yellow players aren't really that aggressive. She does pop my card that I did play, but at least I get, that was a free body essentially. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep her alive, and that was a good decision, because if they were playing Tenmon, now I can go aggressively. I get a rush option here, so we can definitely go for game. That's the one thing about Karasu. He makes it hard for them to counter out. And just how much counter he used earlier. We're just trying to do the math and just make sure. Look at the rot. So many rush options. We go 8, then 9, and yeah, 8 exactly. So just remembering that, like, all the aggressive plays attacking him and them countering out early, when it comes to that last push, they normally don't have. Now we finally get to go second, and we finally get our 2 drop, so we can kind of show you how the 2, 4, 6 plays normally falls out. So we get the Ivankov. We can swing 5 here, but if you're not afraid of them popping your Luffy, and also that would have just leader effect. He would have just leader effect, and that Luffy wouldn't have gotten that swing out. Sure, he wouldn't have leader effect my dragon, but that would have left my Luffy vulnerable. And now we have it again, so now we can spam. And we miss. That's the one thing about that Ivankov. You will miss, which is fine, because we still have a lot of bodies to play with. Again, not swinging with the Luffy. He'll get a free Luffy. He'll get a free leader effect, and it's just hard to KO. It's actually not a bad option to to swing with him this turn. It wouldn't have been horrible. But we got him low hand size, and he's actually started taking life. And blocking up being defensive because I have a huge board. He'll go 5-on-5. He does have a 6 swing, but if he's focused on the Ivankov, that will leave the Karasu. So I'm okay with that. Especially with the dragon coming out. Karasu is a is the more scarier character. So we'll do that. We'll minus him. Now we can do the Luffy effect and actually swing. I don't have any other Don, so I'll swing with my characters that can only go to 5, which is the Luffy and the dragon. This also protects the Luffy because he has 2 Don up, so most likely he has a Gum Giant. Boom. So we're getting these 2Ks out of his hand. And now we want to go for board. Want to get rid of this blocker. Yasop is also a great target because he does minus your characters. And yeah, he gets to keep the Karasu, but he doesn't get to pop anything. Because we have the 2 Don on our Luffy. So now he has to decide. The best option would be that Karasu, especially if he minuses. But he goes to face, which I'm okay with taking. I'm okay with getting another option. And then he also goes after the Luffy, which now he's able to pop and minus our dragon down. He doesn't have too much. I'm looking for another dragon. I didn't hit it, which is fine. I got a counter card. I didn't get a 2K, but I got a counter card. So now I'm just trying to do the math here. We definitely want the Yasop gone, because he can give another -1000, and he didn't defend his board, which means these next few attacks I think at least I can get at least 2 through. I'm trying to do the math on how I want to drop the Zoro. So we'll fish for a 2K. I mean for 2 and 1. See if he'll give us another 2 cards, and he didn't. So now we want to drop him down and then move over Don, go 8, and it's showing me that he used up most of his counter and most of his 2Ks early, and he drops the Shanks, where I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because he won't even be able to swing. And yeah, give up. The Zoro wasn't the best option to KO, but just because his leader can only swing into a 5K. Now we have a Blackbeard matchup. We get to go first, so we get to get our on plays. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. We do have a really good hand because we have 3 rushers in hand. Bam. We're gonna go ahead and set him up. I don't expect him to be able to pop Luffy this early in the game, so just setting that up. Otherwise, it would have been the 7-5 swing, but he counters with a 2K, and he can, if he wanted to liberation, I was okay with that. But I forgot about this card. KOs a 3 or less. So now I know in this matchup, my Tudon cards aren't ready. He doesn't play any on play, or he doesn't block my on play, but the plan was to rush him down anyway. So we'll get a good 5-6 swing at him, get cards out of his hand, and just pressure him as much as we can. The Shiru, that's a really good card actually. The fact that it can KO and then it's hard to swing into. So he gets his search out. That is really good. Annoying. The Lafette is basically a blocker because you can't really let it stay on there for too long. Yeah, we decided to just keep the body on the board, and we'll take a life to just look for more rush or any other cards we can play. Here he didn't block the on plays again, so this was a good play. Alternatively, I could have played the Vankov, but that's just a little bit slower. We definitely want to get we definitely want to get his bodies off the field, and then we'll know for sure if he couldn't block that 8, he's not going to block this 8. And now we take the life lead, and we have some body on the board. We don't have that much counter, and bam, he hits us with the KO, but the Vankov made it where we still have 2 bodies on the field. And the fact that it doesn't negate and it just KOs went in our favor. That Zoro, definitely a good combo to play with. Showing you why that Zoro is a good, and bam, we get another rush. This is towards the later end, so we'll see if he wants the black hole, and he does. So our normal combos that we won't get with the dragon isn't there. So the debate is, do I just do active mains here and set up the Karasu? And I think I get more cards out of here, a bigger chance to pressure him by, first of all, making him take a banish. 9 would have been a little bit better, but I definitely wanted to swing huge. And this was also a mistake on my part. Well, yeah, definitely a mistake on my part. I think, well, I got him to take, so never mind. This is good. Dawn plays are taken away, but we have 2 more bodies on the field. So if you decide if he can take out 2 or if he can shut down 1, just by the time he got to his 10 down turn, we took off the teach as an option. He plays a teach, he dies. If he doesn't play a blocker, he dies. And swinging 1 at me, or 5, tells me that he was gonna teach, or he thought about teaching. Maybe he's like, maybe if he could get rid of the board and then lock down the Karasu, but we get the Kuzan instead. The Kuzan will play out the blocker. So very inefficient, but he does draw a card for it. So he takes a non-counter card, and he may be able to get a counter card off of it. And he gets a Vasco shot, unless he plays down 2 more Vasco shots. And he doesn't. He does KO the Karasu and searches with the last on. And if he doesn't grab I don't think he has enough counter for 4 swings, regardless, or 3 swings because of the blocker. Okay, so after playing, I kind of like how this list comes together. I feel like it's a really good list. I do need to play more, I guess, against the green decks. So if you like to see that, subscribe or whatever, so you can see me play more of that deck. Also hit the like button. Let me know if you like this dragon deck and you want to see more. Go ahead and drop that in the comments. That way I know to put more attention into this. Now I am playing this at locals as well, so if you want to see some of that, I do enjoy playing this deck. I like the way I have it built. I feel like it's very consistent. The problem before was Ice Age, and the way that they were able to pop a lot of our characters was a problem. It's still kind of a problem, but it doesn't seem to be that bad versus the black matchup. Now we can definitely get some more games in and just confirm, maybe redefine, see what other Revolutionary Army characters I do like in Inazuma. So I might swap or add more of those and less of these, but these are also great into the blockers. If they have a 3/4 blocker, you have a Karasu minus it, you get to and then swing with him and pop. So Lindbergh does seem like a good choice. We didn't get to see him at all this game, but also if I run into a situation where there is a blocker, I would rather run into our Luffy, because most of the time I want them to feel safe, and with Lindbergh on the field, they won't feel safe. But that Luffy, he drops down, and for the most part, you can definitely at least get an AK swing with him unblockable, if not more. But let me know what you guys think. Until the next time.